So we went to this zoo and we got the permission from the feeder that yes, we can watch. So the feeder was coming from the other side and we were standing in front of the cage of the tiger and we were looking at the tiger. And the tiger was hungry, but the tiger was quite composed. And Gaur looked at him and then suddenly Gaur made a very, very high pitch twang on his khamok. And the tiger instantly howled. And the tiger howled is that both of us, Gaur and I, just jumped back like that. But that was one, and just after that we were waiting for the bus and there were 3 drunken Poles. And we missed 2 buses, just watching Gaur communicating with them. And Gaur was talking about, Gaur knew, we would use his broken English, Bangla, etc., show to the flowers, and Gaur was really telling them that I like the green of your country. And somehow, and those drunkards really were amazed that this fellow is talking about the green of their country. He would scream like that with the 2 hands, just like this, very. And then his eyes, and he was very childlike, very childlike. And then his next gesture would be like this, where to give you seat. And then he's very happy, so he would go and get his icons, little tin framed icons, and he would put them, so sort of sacralize the place where we would sit, put the ashram. But he wouldn't behave as if it is a ritual or he has to do it. I mean, he likes to because he doesn't have other occasions much to put these things in. And it works because we also feel good and we sit. And then after a little while, he would ask somebody to get the tea or something, and then he would begin to sing. And he would when he would sing, he would be really giving us. And then he would sing Hridaya Pinjare Pakhi. And it is all a totally unself-conscious acting. Totally unself-conscious acting. Simply because he has met us and then we will have smoke. He would then suddenly after finishing the song he will say, "Hey, ekটু dieselটা হলে হতো না? একটু dieselটা বাবা গোপাল, একটু dieselটা." And so endearing and so yes. So we would love to get some, and he would also drink and he would also talk. Then Chintamani would sing, stand up. Chintamani loved drama. But at the same time, once in a while you would see them inspiring each other and forming a kind of a whole where Pawan would be more glide-oriented, more lyrical, and Gaur would be more solid, more sculpturesque. And these 2 qualities would emerge in a total performance. Actually,
A note from Deepak. He likes to disturb people too much at ease with their ideas.
For that kind of a space where they could get out of all their hang-ups and provide a kind of an evidence, an exemplary form that where human beings can really express in full form in a celebration of life, even if it is describing sorrow or describing death or describing a struggle or describing love or whatever.
The note says, "You have been misled by Goshai's narrative. The cow is the mother of the mind. It's a story of being cured of horse disease by the milk of the cow."
When they walked in an assemble, all of them
Deepak loves his own voice, but he also talks about people with deep voices being trapped by their own resonance.
With Shubal and then Gaur and Pawan, we come from 1930s to 1980s. because Shubal is much closer. Shubal still retains certain kinds of bowls, dances, gaits, looks, and all other kinds of languages which were there in the undivided Bengal. And much of this Baul expression takes from the tribal sources as well, percolated through Vaishnava histrionics, and that's another story altogether. And Shubal is in touch with that kind of Indo-Burmese leaps, the vertical leaps. So Shubal immediately takes the river upwards. I do remember that I met him at Tarapet on a no moonlight night. And he suddenly appeared, and he was full of energy, he was open to everything, he was very delicate and at the same time strong, and he was performing, inviting people. During those days, he did not have this edginess. He had another kind of edginess, which probably still continues. You know, he would go to certain upper caste areas or certain kinds of social establishments and sort of begin a mock fight or something. But that had a kind of playfulness. Bauls are actually a group of people, pretty large, spread over West Bengal and Bangladesh, carrying a tradition for at least 1,000 years. And they simply tell stories. Stories on things related to mankind. And they tell such stories through songs, through dances, through performance, through gestures, through their silences, through their looks, through their gaits. And this kind of tradition has been there since the Middle Ages, all over Europe, in the gypsies, in the hobos in America, or the reggaes, or the Rastafarians, or the Black Sea dancers, or even in the African communities. And they have their own language of the land, the body, their whole understanding, and they speak in a very, very strong symbolic language.